I think my two favorite books of all time is The Fountainhead, which I have tattooed now on my ankle, one of the book covers. And to me, that book is about living with integrity. So like really understanding your true values and then making sure that you're living in alignment to your true values. Living so truthfully to yourself that you're willing to go down a different path, right?
And be a bit of an outcast for a while.
Totally.
Which is what most entrepreneurs do.
Yes.
And freedom is a big part for you,
Yeah.
right? Why?
I think being authentic is really important to me. Like, I'm very conscious of just what makes me happy. Without freedom, you have to constrain your authenticity. Like you can't act in pure congruence, right? Because you have to change based on the structure that you're in, right? If you're in a schooling system and you're learning something that you don't like, and you have to do that, but that's not authentic to you, and you have to give a talk on something that you don't want to do, and you have to sit next to someone that you don't necessarily get along with, or if someone's being mean, you kind of have to like fit into the structure because that's just the structure you're forced into. And similar with work, if you don't think work is aligned to your morality, if you don't think your boss is someone that you respect or treats people right, you kind of have to like close your lip because you just need the value of making the income is higher than the value of being authentic. I wasn't being authentic to myself, and I wasn't aware of that at the time. I was just trying to fit in, but it was like, I was trying to wear clothes to fit in, and I was trying to, have this like look and go to the cool party to make sure I was fitting in and make sure I was like hanging out with people and whatever. It didn't feel authentic or right, and I wasn't necessarily aware of it, but like that was driving a low self-esteem for me. Like I didn't necessarily have the highest self-esteem all the time. Like, so with freedom, you can be authentic, to express yourself, to be creative, to live in alignment to your values, and that just makes you happier, and you're not in that conflict. You can just be kind of yourself. I smashed my Tesla the other day a little bit, and the door handle doesn't, see how the door handle's all fucked and it's all scratched up and dented?
Oh. Aren't you upset about this?
No.
No, why not? Look at this, it's pain.
It doesn't bother me, these things.
Really? Why not?
Because it's just cosmetic damage or whatever, and you can always fix it. I think that's still the low red lights when you...
Oh man, ooh!
Yeah, you can feel that. I do like my red light therapy. I feel like it possibly does something.
You feel like it possibly does something, yeah?
I do feel like more energy, like just more drive when I'm using red light therapy.
Yeah.
Like I've kind of split tested it, and I feel like I feel good with it.
Yeah.
So I do that.
I like that you split tested it.
Yeah.
What's the rest of your ritual look like?
It's pretty loose at the moment. I just I eat the meal that I eat. I usually will listen to a podcast or audiobook for like the first 30-40 minutes of the day, and then jump on the treadmill, do emails for like 30 minutes, and then do gym for an hour. And then I have like the havoc of whatever's penciled into my calendar, which is lunches and meetings and...
Nice.
Yeah. Naturally, like 7 a.m. light starts to seep in and you wake up. So I keep the room like 69 Fahrenheit, so pretty cold.
69?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This is one of the things that you notice with so many entrepreneurs or people that have goals. They have something they look at on a daily basis, something to write down. Did you see my dopamine detox video?
I think so, yeah.
Did you see my dopamine detox? I took a brain scan before and after.
It's a game changer, yeah.
It is a game changer. And also not just the scan, but how you feel as well. So it's a real thing, man. You have these values and you actually live by them, right?
Because sometimes like when you're eating something bad, you don't know how it negatively affects your happiness. But when you see the data, you kind of can't avoid it.
Yeah.
I have a mindset coach that I speak with every 2 weeks, and we track, I think it's like 14 different values. And I track how I subjectively feel like I went over the last 2 weeks. Like, how good was I with connection? How good was I with like my career goals? Am I doing the necessary things to hit my $18 million, $20 million revenue goal or whatever? Am I doing the necessary things to make myself like hit some physical goal or whatever? And I rate myself out of 10. And at the end of every fortnight, I put in how happy I feel. And so then I can see the correlation between living in alignment to my values and my happiness. And when my happiness dips, I can, like, my average across everything else dips as well. So I have forced mindfulness to reflect on how this is so correlated to how happy I feel. And so like, this is kind of like my mathematical framework for happiness, which is like balance all your values, make sure you're moving forward in life always, you're living with integrity to like your deepest reflection of yourself and what you really value. And then like your habits as well, which is like tracking, mindfully measuring dopamine.
What I just see on your phone as well, it's like your values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So similar to these 5 as well.
Yeah. Cool.
I was playing piano and my roommate rushed into the house and he's like, someone just smashed into your car. This is like a couple of years ago. And I go, oh, that's a shame. He's like, aren't you going to go out and look at it? And I'm like, hasn't it already been smashed? Like, what can I do? And he's like, yeah, but it's all smashed up. Like, don't you want to see the damage? And I'm like, I'll see it when I next go outside. And I just kept playing piano. But like, I try not to worry about these things.